Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to study session for June 26, 2017 of the Mesa City Council. Glad everyone is here. Mayor Giles is out of town at the United States Conference of Mayors. So Mayor Giles is excused as well as Councilmember Winkle. So let's go ahead and look at the items on our agenda, which we'll be covering tonight. Colleagues? We're gonna have words of recognitions. Item 3, liquor license. Any questions? Item 4, any questions on contracts? On item 4M, Mr. Brady's going through, there will be a report. I know that. The library's going to be talking about some programs. Item 5 are resolutions. We will have a presentation on item 5 as soon as we're done with this. Item 6, introduction of ordinances. Item 7, taking action on ordinances. Item 8, subdivision plats. Any questions, colleagues? No? Okay, we'll go ahead and.
I do have a question.
You have a question? Okay.
Find the button here. On item 6E, 2,400 to 2,800 blocks of East Taunton, is that the city-owned property that we have out there that's orchards that's being annexed?
Vice Mayor, Councilmember Freeman, that's correct.
Okay, just confirming. Thanks.
All righty. So we'll go ahead and with our presentation. Heather, tell us what's going on.
Good afternoon, Vice Mayor Luna and Council. I'm Heather Wolf, Library Director, and the City Manager asked me to come up here and briefly explain what ThinkSpot at Main is and the types of programs and resources that the community can expect to see in that space. As you all know, libraries are about information, and ThinkSpot just takes that to the next level. In that space, we will be providing staff and resources that help our community not only learn, but do. In specific terms, ThinkSpot is a collaborative workspace and a makerspace. A collaborative workspace is a place where our community can come together to meet and share ideas, knowledge, and experience. And a makerspace is a place where people can meet with others and learn and create in areas ranging from electronics to crafts. Our ThinkSpot space will be equipped with a recording studio, Macs with audio and video software editing software, and smart boards, 3D printers, digital sewing machines, and much more. It's one thing to provide a room full of amazing technology, but in ThinkSpot, our goal is to teach people how to learn to use that technology to improve their skills, knowledge, and their lives. For our entrepreneurs and small business owners, ThinkSpot will provide a variety of programs and resources to help them learn not only the steps to starting a business, but also how to take an idea to prototype, how to create a website, and how to film an infomercial. This picture here is from participants in our ASU Startup School. For our adult lifelong learners, we also want ThinkSpot to be a place where they can learn about things that they've heard about, whether it's 3D printing or virtual reality. Others may want to learn to improve their career by adding a new job skill. So we also provide resources such as lynda.com, which is a database of expert-led video tutorials covering a wide range of topics, including programming languages, mobile app development, even web design. So anyone who wants to learn on their own after they've attended a program can, and they can even earn certificates of completion. For kids and teens, there are tons of creative programs that teach science, technology, engineering, and art and math concepts. Some programs use kits, such as our Makey Makey and Ozobot programs. And these kits, many of which can be used with our preschool-age children to also teach these STEAM concepts. Other programs, such as our after-school Mad Science program, use household items such as marshmallows to teach children about physics. Teens are usually very busy during the school year, so we have found that week-long summer camps work well with this group. And one of the camps that we do that was very popular is the filmmaking camp, where they brainstorm ideas, they write a script, they act, they film, they edit the film, they even learn how to market the film, and at the end they have a little film festival and they all watch each other's films. And then finally, of course, the teens and kids can learn how to use all the equipment in the space just like the adults. Right now we have kids at the ThinkSpot at Red Mountain learning how to use Tinkercad to design 3D projects. Some of them are using it for their science fair projects, others are using it to create fidget spinners, but they are learning great skills and they are putting them to use. So that's my quick summary. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions, anyone? I just have a few questions. Are you going to be using DSLR cameras to gather video, and then will they add it on Final Cut? And I know I'm getting technical.
I know we have Final Cut Pro. I'm not exactly sure what the cameras are, but they will be similar to the ones at the
So you're going to replicate
the
what you
studio
have
at Red Mountain. And yes, last time we used Mesa Channel 11 expertise to help us find the right equipment for the space.
And now that you're going to have two locations, have you thought of maybe doing a digital video award? You know, based on the culmination of all the programs and videos that your kids produce?
You gonna help us?
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that at Mesa Public Schools. They're highly successful. And it really promotes the programs that you have at ThinkSpot. So you might want to consider doing something
All
like
right,
that.
thank you, Vice Mayor.
All right, good. Thank you, Heather. Good. We do have, Mr. Freeman has a question.
Heather, how many people or children go through the programs? Do you have a snapshot of how
Yeah.
many roll through?
Councilmember Freeman, Vice Mayor Luna, I'm sorry, I don't know the exact number of children that went through just ThinkSpot programs. We do track children that attend all of our library programs, and then we also separate children 0 to 5 as an age group. So I can tell you some of that information if you would like.
Yeah, I think in the future, I'd like to know how many people go through it.
Okay, and ThinkSpot specifically?
All the programs.
All the
there.
programs,
Coding,
okay.
engineering, science, teen camps.
Okay, I can get that information for you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Wolf. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Number 5A, if Ryan Wimmer. Secondary property tax.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Council. I'm Ryan Wimmer. I'm a Deputy Budget Director with the city. On tonight's council agenda, the council will consider the levy of the secondary property tax that is included in the fiscal year 17-18 budget. And this levy is used to pay for general obligation bonds that have been approved by voters and issued by the city. And as you can see in this table, it's just a good little summary of what's happening this year. Between the property values that were used for the current fiscal year's budget and next fiscal year's budget, the property values have increased by 5.6%. And so in order to generate the same $33.4 million levy that was levied last year, which is that third line, the property tax rate, which is the second line, is being reduced by 5.3%, by a similar percentage. So the net assessed value, the taxable value that's increased, the 5.6%, 3% of that is due to appreciation of existing property, and 2.6% of it is due to new property, a new construction or other new property. So you can see there's both appreciation in value and growth, causing the increase in values and reduction in rate. Also, we wanted to show the council the relative impact of the City of Mesa's property tax levy. As you can see, where does a Mesa resident's property tax dollar go? The vast majority of property tax dollars paid by City of Mesa residents go to public school districts, Mesa Public Schools and other public school districts in the city. And you can see that the county and the community college district also have significant shares, and the City of Mesa's portion is just 9% of the amount paid by residents. And that's all I have to present.
Great. Mr. Brady?
So just good news here is that values are growing in Mesa. We've seen that, as Ryan just mentioned it, both by new development coming into Mesa as well as some appreciation of values. But then as a result, as our commitment has always been, because this is a secondary property tax, we only collect what we need to finance our general obligation bonds. So as a result, the good news is council will be approving a tax rate that is 5.3% less than it was last year. So you'll be voting today on reducing the tax rate. We'll maintain the same amount of levy, which is required, but because of the growth in the tax base for Mesa, we were able to reduce the tax rate. So I think that we just want to make sure that that's some good news to share with everyone. So, thank you.
And Vice Mayor, if I could add, there's a limit on the amount of that a taxable value can increase each year on each parcel of 5%. So by reducing the rate by more than 5%, each property owner in Mesa will see a real reduction in their amount owed as well.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Wimmer. Any questions, my colleagues? Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Wimmer. Appreciate it. Item 2 is the approval of minutes from the executive session held on May 4th, May 11th, May 18th, and May 25th, 2017. Is there a motion for approval? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Item number 3, acknowledge the receipt of minutes of various boards and committee. Now, there is a slight boo-boo right there.
Yeah.
It's a technical word. It's like DSLR boo-boo.
That's Vice Mayor and Council. That's the legal term we were using earlier. Is on item 3B, it says May 9th. It's actually May 8th. The backup material all show May 8th. In fact, that was the only time that committee met that month, or in fact this year. So, just for the record, it's May 8th as you acknowledge these minutes.
Thank you for clarifying the boo-boo. So I appreciate that. So is there a motion and a second for approval? So moved. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, no opposed, okay, motion passes. Next is hear reports on meetings and conferences attended. Councilmember Thompson.
As you know, a few of us were in Cleveland at the National League of Cities committee meetings, annual committee meeting last week. Weather was a lot cooler and a lot nicer than it was here, obviously. But the committee meetings, I serve on the Community and Economic Development Committee, and we spent a lot of time talking about the impact that CBDG and or CDBG and the president's potential budget would have on cities and their economic growth. So we spent a good 3 days probably talking about that and how what were some of the things that other cities were doing to prepare for that as well. So it was a good learning experience.
Great. Any other comments? Oh, I also attended the NLC meeting, and I'm chair of the ITC committee, the Information Technology Committee, and a lot of discussion on broadband and what it means to cities. And again, there was concern about the federal budget and what it may mean to CDBG, so that's something that we need to keep on the radar. So it was a good meeting, and the weather was wonderful in Cleveland. And then from there, I went to Dallas. I went to the NALEO conference, the National Association of Latino Elected Officials. Great meeting too. Learned a lot about college systems and how to work with some of some of our schools here in Mesa Public Schools, so I'm anxious to implement what we learned. So that was very exciting. But I also want to acknowledge my colleague to my left, Chris Glover, who was recently named chair of Valley Metro, so we want to congratulate him for that. And if you feel like going to Shepherd Pool today, I should have given the piece of paper over to my TV folks. At the Shepherd Aquatic Complex, we are offering half-price admission for swimming. So if you feel like swimming after the council meeting today, feel free to go over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there will be popcorn, hot dogs, chips, and water, and sodas, and ice, and some snow cones for your enjoyment. So please stop by after the council meeting today.
That seals the deal for me.
Oh, perfect. It's a good day to swim, right? To get cooled off. So please join me there. Mr. Brady.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Just a reminder, we do have a study session this Thursday at 7:30, and I believe that will be followed by an Audit and Finance Committee meeting. Thank you.
Great. So is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We'll meet upstairs.